Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy Eyes Academy. So today in this session, I'm going to discuss one of the most important recent issue which is there in the news. That is again that China is trying to play a dirty game with India. Now, what is that dirty game? What is the context of the news here is a new bridge which is built by China over the Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh, which created a tension between India and China. As we have already seen the military conflict in 2020 during the time period of COVID for Galwan Valley. So as you can understand the context of the news here. So various headlines are there in the newspaper. As you can see here in NDTV through satellite pics, we came to know that vehicles are crossing China's now complete Pangong Lake bridge. Yes, China has built a new bridge over Pangong Lake. So we'll try to understand the importance of this bridge. Now, so the context of the news here is a new bridge which is built by China over Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh, which is creating a tension between India and China again. Now the question here is why this Pangong Tso Lake is why this matters for India and how India has reacted to it. India ने इसको लेकर कैसे react किया है? So we'll try to understand. So various news headlines are there in different news channels. So how China's new Pangong Tso bridge spikes tension amid diplomatic efforts to end the military standoff. Clear? China का ये हमेशा सही रहा है सलामी tactics. Getting my point? क्योंकि अब एक चीज याद रखिएगा, China always try to create conflict from the borders and then in Indian Ocean so that it can make busy India in terms of border issues. Getting my point? So इसीलिए अब आप देख सकते हैं that again the news is coming with respect to the new bridge which is built by China. So various satellite pics has been shared. As you can see, this is the bridge, Pangong Lake, Ladakh, and this is the bridge. Now try to understand. So first of all, the most important thing here is that China has built a new bridge over this Pangong Lake in Ladakh. And अब इस bridge की importance क्या है? This bridge connects the north and south banks of Pangong Lake. So this new bridge actually connects the north and south banks of Pangong Lake. Now, अब इससे China को help क्या होगी? This bridge helps China's army to move its soldiers and tanks faster. अब इससे क्या होगा कि अगर मान लो conflict होता है, so through this bridge, China can move its soldiers and tanks faster with the help of this bridge, and this is a threat for India's security. Getting my point? So now, first of all, what is the dispute over Pangong Tso Lake? As you can see here, the diagrams, pictures on your screen. So why is the dispute over Pangong Tso Lake? So let me tell you the importance of Pangong Tso Lake. If you see this Pangong Tso Lake is big and deep lake in the mountains of Ladakh. It is a big and deep lake in the mountains of Ladakh region. Getting my point? Clear? Mountains of Ladakh region. Another important thing here is, अब ये जो lake है, this lake, as you can see this image, the lake is partly in India and partly in China. So lake is partly in India and partly in China. Getting my point? Now, with this, the border, अब हम सभी को पता है that the border between India and China is still not clear. Getting my point? So near this lake, the border between India and China is still not clear. As you can see here, Aksai chain which is controlled by China, and this line, as you can see here, this is LAC, line of actual control. So the borders between this lake, near this lake, is still not clear. Getting my point? Now, this Pangong Tso Lake has some of the hills in the north side. अब इस लेक के नॉर्थ साइड में जो हिल्स हैं, दीज हिल्स आर कॉल्ड एज फिंगर्स, ये याद रखिएगा. सो the hills which is in the north side of this lake is called as fingers. As you can see here, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4, finger 5, finger 6, finger 7 and finger 8. अब इंडिया क्या कहता है? इंडिया says that its border is in finger 8. Getting my point? इंडिया का कहना क्या है? That its border is at finger 8, but China says that its border is from finger 2. अब इंडिया का कहना है कि बॉर्डर कहां तक है? फिंगर 8 तक है इंडिया का. चाइना सेज दैट चाइना's border is till there, finger 2. So the conflict is between, there is lack of clarity with respect to the borders. Clear? Now what happened in the past is China has stopped India from going beyond finger 2. China, as you can see here, China has stopped India going beyond finger 2. Getting my point? So these things you can add in your notes for IR. Getting my point? ये चीजें आप additional चीजें note कर सकते हैं. Clear? Now this Pangong Tso Lake is important for both the countries because it is near the possible attack route. ये लेक दोनों ही कंट्रीज के लिए क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज इट इज नियर द पॉसिबल अटैक रूट. Getting my point? So this is the importance of this Pangong Tso Lake, and this is the dispute with respect to Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh. Now the question here is, why is India worried about the bridge? अब इंडिया क्यों नहीं वरी करेगा? Because this bridge will give strategic advantage to China. Getting my point? This bridge gives strategic advantage to China over India's near the lake. China can utilize the bridge for its soldiers and tanks to move faster. It also allows China to reach the south bank of the lake very quickly. Getting my point? अब China इससे जो south bank है lake का बहुत जल्दी पहुंच सकता है because of this bridge. Clear? So the south bank is where India captured some high points in 2020. अब साउथ बैंक कहां पर है? जहां पर इंडिया ने 2020 में कुछ पॉइंट्स को कैप्चर कर लिया था. Getting my point? Where India has captured some high points in 2020. So this bridge also makes China's army base near the lake stronger. अब इससे क्या होगा? ये जो नया ब्रिज चाइना ने बनाया, इससे चाइना की आर्मी की स्ट्रेंथ जो होगी वो काफी ज्यादा बेस स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. क्लियर? So it will make Chinese army base near the lake stronger. Clear? And also it helps China to send more troops from its other base. So इस लेक के थ्रू चाइना अपने और ज्यादा ट्रूप्स को भेज सकता है. Getting my point? So if you see, so between India and China, the most important dispute with respect to borders only. Getting my point? And that is only because of colonial legacy. Thanks to British जिन्होंने ये सारे borders पे confusion करवा दिया. Getting my point? Now, India-China border dispute. If you see India-China border dispute, so the border length between India and China, it stretches overall around 3,488 kilometers. And if you see LAC, this region, getting my point? This region, line of actual control, this region. So this side, Aksaichen region, and here you can see that Pangong Tso Lake is there. Getting my point? So there is ambiguity with respect to line of actual control. So there is no universally recognized line of actual control. कोई भी universally recognized line नहीं है. That is why it resulted into disputes. Another thing, if you see, what you can do with respect to India-China relations, especially in border dispute, you can divide the sectoral divisions. Now, how? Sectoral division, the borders is categorized into western. तो western में कौन सा disputed area? That is Ladakh. Middle, Himachal Pradesh and some parts of Uttarakhand. But these are least disputed areas. Getting my point? And then in eastern region, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim sectors. Clear? Now, the question here is, why Ladakh is extremely important for China? Getting my point? Because through Aksaichen region, China can enter into the Tibet. इसीलिए चाइना किसी भी हाल में Aksaichen region को खोना नहीं चाहता है. Getting my point? Now, another important thing, what are the disputed territories in Western region? So, Aksai Chin, which is claimed by India, but it is controlled by China. Getting my point? So, China has taken this region in 1962 war. Clear? Then Arunachal Pradesh, claimed by China, but controlled by India. This is the dispute. Getting my point? So these are some important disputes which are there between India and China relations. Now, what is the response of India in all these things? तो अब इंडिया का response क्या है? As you can see these images, you will get to know what are the steps that are taken by India. That is, India has also built more number of roads, approximately 6,000 kilometers in the border areas in last 5 years. Getting my point? And not only this, India has also made tunnels like Jojila, Z, More, then Sela, then जो work in progress में चल रहा है, that is Nechifu Bridge, which is still in work in progress. Now this Nechifu Bridge connects Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh in all seasons. Nechifu Bridge connects Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh in all the seasons, and this is not liked by whom? China. Getting my point? So if you see the budget, India has spent more than 1,300 crores over 3 years on these making borders safe. Getting my point? So that they can make better shelters and power sources for its soldiers in Ladakh region. And at last, the most important thing, India has also used more helicopters like C-17 Globemaster helicopter and C-130J Super Hercules. These helicopters have been used to carry the materials to the border areas. So these are the steps which are taken by India to secure its border. But still, we need to go through the news. हमें पूरा न्यूज को ध्यान में रखना है कि अभी आगे और क्या-क्या एक्शंस हो सकते हैं between India and China. Because on the one hand, diplomatic efforts are done so that the normalcy should come between India and China. On the other hand, China is constructing new bridge, which can raise a new tension between India and China. So I hope this much is clear to all of you with respect to India-China recent issue. Getting my point? So with this, you can go through India and China relations and their border disputes, and you can connect the dot with this news also. Thank you so much.